That was one of the most difficult areas complete. Now I think it's time to go on to one of the other most difficult areas. I mean, really,
Yeah.
we're mostly looking at the hard stuff as we're kind of approaching endgame right now.
Yeah, to be honest,
Here we
it's
go.
surprising. Like, there's not many easy areas left. Maybe the area by the quarry.
Yeah, the
But
castle is not too bad, but that's like it.
the
We're
greenhouse
really...
forest, I found that pretty difficult too. Or the greenhouse, not the green
Oh,
forest.
I
Greenhouse
forgot.
forest.
Well, it's pretty easy to forget about, to be fair. The greenhouse.
Yeah, it's memorable, but it's also easy to forget. If that
It's on
makes
kind of a
sense.
different part of the island compared to most stuff. But anyway, hey,
It
did you
is.
know that you could just stop your boat right, like, in the middle of the water if you want to?
Oh, of course, yeah. That's how you have to do a lot of the environmental puzzles. I haven't done them,
Reverse
but
direction, too.
theoretically, if I had that kind of mental patience, that's what I would do.
Oh, I've done them. Don't look forward to the environmental puzzles coming up here, because some of them are going to take a little while due to how often I had to chunk that boat back and forth.
Oh, and I didn't know you could actually stop it by just pressing on that, but I mean, I knew you
Well,
literally have a speed thing on the right side that I've used. So,
because everything in this game works via puzzles, after all. It's a
I
very...
think that is it's a cute little touch.
It's a puzzle-rich economy.
Also, I love that the boat, the thing to summon the boat is just a boat
Shaped like a boat.
Yeah.
It's... And that was that thing that we were talking about with, like, it's just old Jay Bizzle having a larf there.
Yeah. The boat seemed pleased that the method of summoning a boat is itself a boat.
There's the derelict ship in the background. Not actually an area by itself, but it does contain some various secrets that we're going to have to look at. And yes, I'm calling it the derelict ship because I want to make references to Environmental Station Alpha.
Oh, okay.
Probably
the crystal ship.
the second worst puzzle in the game over there. But today, we're doing the Mangrove. You can tell because Mangrove is a forest that is partially underwater. And if you look up a picture of a mangrove, it looks like this. But really, we're going to be... well, actually, before we even do that, another little fun perspective type of thing. Gigantic woman lying in the ocean like this, but only visible if you're looking at the reflection as well.
Oh, yeah. That's real crazy.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat little... I mean, I think that there's many statues in the game, but there's not ones that are so expansive as this one, which is why I really like that.
Oh, there's a mangrove snake. Cool. Like, there's literally a mangrove, like a snake.
Is there?
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's get on to the actual puzzles here. Because, hey, guess what? Today we're going to Kashyyyk. It's all about Treetop Boogie going on here. And this...
What does Kashyyyk look like? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's the moon of Endor, which is where Wookiees come from, and it has like a bunch of treetops and everything.
Oh, I didn't realize it was...
Saw that in the Star Wars
realize
Holiday Special, didn't you?
I mean, I didn't realize it was a moon of Endor. I thought it was just like a different planet entirely.
Well, anyway, here's the concept here. Spiky dots.
1? No. 2?
Less no. Perhaps even yes.
Perhaps.
So yeah. More about... It's sort of a advanced
Oh, you
version
set off the alarm.
of the separation puzzle. And then you also got these panels. It's just like a gigantic stack of puzzle panels on top of each other that you have to solve to...
These are more of an
Extend.
inclusion puzzle.
I like it. I like the idea that I'm stomping on Jonathan Blow's hard work as a show of displeasure against some of the more difficult puzzles. For example, the entirety of the Sun Temple in this game.
The mangrove forest is pretty tricky. Like, these take a while to really... some of these are pretty easy, but... Well, why are you doing that?
Well, just showing that
to-
it's like it doesn't work if you don't have
yeah.
two.
Oh, yeah, that was that. I should have realized.
It is exactly 2. It is not 3. It is not 4. It is only but 2.
3 is right out.
3 is right out. That was the reference I was trying to make.
Okay.
And yeah, you can see both of them kind of separated like that, so you have to figure out how to get 2 of them together.
Separate by side.
Oh, I would have gone with the Offspring reference, which I've been doing like all the time. You gotta keep them separated.
Okay.
Hey,
Nice.
don't pay no mind. You're under 18. You can do it anytime. Hey,
Kie? All right.
Hiei, come out and play.
That doesn't seem right. Oh yeah, there you go.
Ba la
Two,
da da
two,
da
two.
da 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 da
Some
da
of these
da.
are really bad. We haven't really gotten to them yet.
Oh,
Really
this one
bad
I
ones.
remember. It's for whatever reason every single time I play this game, which has been several times at this point. Ignore that.
Mhm.
Is this one? It's just rough to do. I always get kind of tripped up with it. I mean, if I do like
There's always some bullshit that you
this,
didn't remember. You don't remember perfectly, and it's like,
ah,
oh,
yeah. I mean, that's that whole thing that I
this isn't gonna work. Yeah.
always talk about with puzzle games. Is that you
It's exhausting.
just constantly forget if the puzzle's not tremendously difficult. I constantly forget about like what the actual solution is till I'm forced to redo it in one way or another. It's only the
You know,
extremely difficult ones. It's just like, ah, yes, I do remember what the solution to that is, just because it took
mhm.
me so long to figure out in the first place. And then,
Is it possible you just need to solve the right side separately? Uh,
I don't remember. Well, I told you, I don't remember that well.
mm.
So I don't know. Yeah, what if I just did like this? And then this. There we go.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, solving the right side separately was actually pretty good advice there.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you know.
Sometimes it's the opposite though. That's the whole problem.
Oh,
He likes fucking with your negative and positive space. Like
loves
sometimes
it.
a solution that you were doing last time that worked, he'll do it so that it deliberately can't work. Not even just like explicitly blocking it, but just he'll change the logic up on you.
Well, and sometimes he
Like,
does just literally explicitly block it off. It takes the
yeah, oh, he does for sure. That yeah.
series of puzzles that are literally just, hey, it's the last puzzle except changed up so you can't use the exact same solution.
By the way, I think this is literally one of the puzzles from where they're teaching you how to use those blobs.
That
Like, I think
definitely was. I do remember that.
if it wasn't that, it was very very similar.
No, because I do remember that you had to do like the tetromino shape there.
Yeah, but
And
as
you
for
had,
Jonathan Blow, he really is a shit.
he really is. And
All right,
Cake,
no,
he's a
what you have to do is
made-up
do
drug.
like the hump for the first one, and then go around, and then yeah, you got.
Yep. Hey, I'm already 5 steps ahead. It's how I solve these puzzles because I actually have practiced the Mangrove a couple times just because
Oh, okay.
I did find it very difficult to do in a lot of ways, you know.
I did too. Yeah.
Especially when it starts to mix in some of the stuff from the Quagmire and you're doing like the Tetromino things. They get very, very tricksy. Like hobbits. And yeah, there we go. And one of the things that you definitely want to check out when you're doing these puzzles is the dot on one of the edges, or is it... Ah, dang.
Is it in the middle?
Yeah,
Sometimes
or
it's on
is
the
it
middle,
like
yeah.
in the middle of 2 edges, because you might want to use that to kind of do a little bit of tricksy hobbit stuff.
I
as
almost
was just
think you
saying.
want to get that one. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Close, but here we are.
I don't think
Here
you really
we
get that. I think you need to get that first. Yeah.
are. Dang. Okay.
Ooh, almost.
I'm so very close. There we go. There we go. Yeah. You always got to remember that it's like just because 4 of those appear like that, or you know, you
Yeah.
have a single tetromino square or something like that, you don't necessarily have to go around it in that way. You can do parallel lines like that too.
Yeah, and we're really getting into Jonathan Blow as sadist, British, the chimney sweep guy from Mary Tyler or the
Mary Tyler Moore, Mary Poppins, my dude.
Mary Poppins. Yeah,
Did you just say Mary Poplins?
Poplin off. Yeah.
All right, so here's a fun concept. It's the idea that just because it is one color, it does not interfere with the whole like separation mechanic. So you can have orange stuff with orange stuff with white stuff, as long as they're the spiky circle puzzle.
Yeah.
Which is...
Oh, and then he adds in... Well, we'll get to that.
There we are. Oh, yes. Oh, we're going to be getting to everything. I'm going to be extending all of these little walkways. By the way, I love the little walkways. They're like adorable.
Yeah, I love it. And there's a meta puzzle associated with it. We'll get to it in a minute, but that really took me a long time to figure out. It's really embarrassing.
The meta puzzle.
And as you can see, he immediately changes. So obviously it's the white ones now that you need to be using 2 of, and the orange ones that need to be separated.
Yeah, and it's important to keep them separated. But yeah, I'm trying to even think of like which environmental puzzle you're talking about, because I have done a decent amount of them here, but there's so many things with the mangrove forest. I mean,
I was talking about the meta puzzle, just of we'll get to it.
Okay. Oh, and this one's actually very
walkways.
easy. And this one is not as easy.
Yeah, and the key is like you can't solve these if you try to apply both at the same time. It just won't work.
Whew. It's like, yeah, you got to keep them separated and then also separated in a different way and so on and so forth. And it's very, very crazy and weird. Okay, I do remember this. It's like you want to do it like this, but not like that. Close, though. Like this.
I mean, you have to make sure you get out both of those on.
Yeah. I mean, it's like yeah, okay, otherwise, I do remember now.
Really separating them.
It's this. This, I mean, where it's like you want to keep the oranges together, but then you don't want the spiky berries to.
Pretty sneaky, sis. Yeah, that is pretty sneaky. Yeah.
So many of these things. I just love it, and I love how it's this weird.
Oh, like, I haven't seen that before. That's nice.
Whiz bang puzzle type of thing where they like literally make big. You don't get like this sort of machinery in other parts. I mean, I suppose you had that bit in the quagmire where you were draining the swamp, but that's like it.
This is much more. It's really pleasing to mechanical puzzle like this.
It just feels good, and it's nice to see it like unfold like that, and you can immediately like press upwards to go up to the next puzzle.
Oh, could you go back to that one? So how does that work? So that's really saying is that okay, if the white ones are,
they can be elements of the puzzle separation puzzle and also the spiky dot puzzle.
And that's one of those where you can solve that without really thinking about it, but it's like when you start to think about it, it really fucks you up because he's going to bring that back.
Like this sort of thing. These ones are solved. Yeah. These ones aren't solved because they're and it gets very frustrating, of course. I'm sure you can guess. Anyway, up to the next one. Same deal as before.
Oh, I know how frustrating it gets.
Yeah, because you have to do pretty much. This is a concept where it introduces the exact opposite of like the separation thing, where you want to keep the black dots with the white dots, but then not the black dots.
It's sort of like those psychology puzzles, like where they're testing reaction time. They have like the word red in blue. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So fuck up your reaction time.
It's like you have to say the word. You have to say the actual word that's like spelled out there, or you have to say the color it is.
And then they make you change it up, and they make you say the color that you're seeing.
Oh, and it's, I mean, I think the phrase you said earlier, pretty sneaky sis, is apt for that. All right. And of course, it's like the spiky dots need to have a partner in there. So it's like, even if I were to do some like this or whatever, still would not be active because of this one. So would you say she's just a friend? Spiky dots.
Purple, green, white. All right.
Oh. There we go. It's like, you gotta keep them with the opposite thing. Oh
yeah.
They are. This is another one. Like we were saying at the start of this. These are the advanced puzzles now, and they only get worse from here. The amount of crazed nonsense that you have to do. This sort of thing. And no, it's this sort of thing, and then this sort of thing.
So you still have to separate out. Yeah, there you go.
You gotta keep them separated. This is actually a pretty easy puzzle, but you might notice immediately there were several solutions seemingly for this, where you got one on the side, and
that probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, probably doesn't matter. Let's just do it right
Okay,
now.
That's the thing that took me, that took me hours to figure out. Like, what happens if you solve those?
And then that. And it's like, it is.
What?
It is stop acting like you keep every single time in this series. You keep acting like these things are like, I've never seen this before.
Hey, we're performing for an audience.
I'm
sorry, I respect your audience more than you. No.
I respect my audience enough to. Well, what am I even doing? I can just do that. I respect my audience enough to not lie to them like a liar.
Look, I may have lied to you just now. By the way, just a straight up, like, forward. Straight.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. I mean, that one's so easy, and I'm pretty sure that every other time that I've done that, it's just like I got it like seconds, but
Yeah.
those kind of look like an environmental puzzle right there. But anyway, that's not here nor there.
But yeah, I sit on a throne of lies, etc.
Etc. and so on. You know how the old song and dance goes.
They kind of look like spiders, like they're bugs or something.
I was thinking like spiky berries, like a thistle fruit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we can just do it like this. Except not quite. It was a good idea, me, but not quite.
You don't necessarily have to make those. Like, you could do
this
like
sort of thing.
One thistle and one block or one pebble.
Like this sort of thing would work, but
that's close. But you're just gotta separate them out a little bit more.
You gotta keep them separated. Hey,
I need to
don't
listen
pay
to
no
that song.
mind.
I'm missing these references.
Under 18, you're gonna do it.
Oh yeah, I think that's right. I think what you're doing right there is what you need to do.
You can really tell when there's a little bit of lag time between the video.
Okay.
And there we go. I mean, it's yeah. That was just the perfect thing. The perfect explanation. The whole idea of the say one color and mean the other.
Yeah.
Because it's just that is exactly what this is.
By the way, just so you know, I'm listening to the fall theme from Baba Is You because you told me to listen to that video,
it's
and
good.
I just I've been playing it continuously in the background for like 3 hours.
Okay, maybe that's a little too much.
I mean, no, I've done this before. In fact, I probably listened to 3 hours when I was playing Baba Is You.
Well,
well, it's just kind of in the background. It's not that big. Yeah.
Go to this nice burned out tree house.
But
not that there's really anything here to do.
Just give some flavor to the viewers. Wasn't there a whatchamacallit tape?
No,
here?
the thing you're supposed to look at here is the fact that it looks like a guy like making fire. So it makes sense that this is like burned out. Doing that whole
I see. Yeah.
Does that whole like rubbing a stick on a wood board actually work? I swear I saw that on Mythbusters or something one time.
I'm pretty sure it does. I think you have to do it you have to do it really fast, and I think you have to use some sort of like material to do it.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I feel like you have to use like Flintstone or something.
Meet
the
that.
Flintstone. Yeah. God damn it.
Anyway, there's another panel puzzle.
By the way, you're a big fan of the Flintstones, right?
Oh my God, you know what? We got some time. No, I don't like the Flintstones. I do not like the Flintstones. Fred is no friend of mine. They are not the modern Stone Age family. They're actually like modern 50 years ago Stone Age family. But that's also not the point that I'm trying to get at here. It's the fact that I do not like that Hanna-Barbera still exists and they're still trying to use them to market me cereal, despite the fact that show has not been on the air for like half a century.
That was what was weird about your take. Is like you were.
I love that cereal. It's great.
You love the cereal, but you don't like the show.
You know what? It's actually there is a cereal that has the tagline, "It's great." I don't think it's as great as Fruity Pebbles.
I like Fruity Pebbles. The only problem with them is the mess.
Go on.
One of the cereals that if you dump them out, like if you spill them a little bit, they're gonna really hard to fix.
Look, that's the thing that makes them really good cereals. It's the fact that they are like so tiny that you can have a lot of sugar and artificial fruit flavor over them.
Yeah. It's like it's candy, but you get to choose exactly how big a chunk of candy you get. Yeah, I definitely get that.
So much candy. I love it.
This is gonna make sense to the viewers. I'm sure they're gonna like this.
No, I think they already love it. In fact, I'm getting the reviews right now. Best episode of The Witness to date. In fact, Fruity Pebbles, they look exactly like these little spiky balls here. So it only makes sense.
No, they don't. They don't look anything like that.
They sure do, though. But anyway,
They don't.
Yeah, but they do.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, but shut up, because they do. I don't know where these horrible lies that you're trying to lie to me with come from.
I mean, they just look like small.
The pebbles are spiked, And they're tiny, and they're mostly roundish.
They look like chips. They look like little tiny
They
chips.
do look
Each
like little tiny
pebble.
sugar chips.
I don't see how you.
Okay, here's the question. Would you
anyway.
eat a product called sugar chips?
Oh, absolutely. That sounds really good.
Like, it would...
I mean, it doesn't depend. Like, I'm really, really finicky about. It's like if it's just sugar chips, sure. What the hell?
Because I remember that a while back, Lay's tried to do a thing where they introduced like a coffee flavored potato chip, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
That's a no. That because a lot of these is just like I don't trust them as just how they are. I just don't trust them that it's going to be like actual coffee. It just feels like that's probably going to be like, oh, it's a chemical slurry that tastes like coffee.
Well, that's kind of what coffee is, though, isn't it?
I mean, no, it's coffee beans that you roast.
Yeah, but it's like you're making a slurry out of roasted beans.
I don't go to Starbucks either.
Yeah, I guess you don't. I don't know where I was going with that, but yes.
You do. All right. So
I do. It's true. There are 2 on my way to work. Am I right?
Okay.
Starbucks, everybody? High five.
Yeah. Well, they put a Starbucks across the street from the other Starbucks, and then that was the mangrove forest. So even in the least populated zones on Earth.
Yep. The least the mangrove forest. The least.
So how about this mangrove forest? Seems like you're going through this pretty well.
I am, in fact, as it turns out.
I'm a little bit surprised. I would have thought there were going to be at least a few that were going to just based on.
I remember this one pretty well.
I would have trouble doing this right now. This is fucking. These are so.
This is what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And then like this and like that and like
that's
this
sneaky.
and oh wait.
Oh, that's filthy. Oh, you have the.
Which one did I miss?
What?
I'm looking at it here and I'm just.
Oh, you just had.
It's not.
one.
Yeah, it needs to go over like here.
Isn't that what you just did?
No. It's
Oh yeah, you have to.
This is what I want to do.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. There we are. No, like I said, I practiced this a few times just to be able to know what I'm doing. Because those ones especially are quite difficult puzzles. The tetrominoes add another little element of difficulty here. And like I was saying, the whole, like, does this appear in the middle? Or is it on one of the corners of the puzzle here? Makes a big difference so you can do this whole, like, wind back deal.
Yeah.
Whoo, boy. And of course,
Oh,
you can
that's
do that.
done.
You can do this. And we've kind of
Are you
already
gonna do
seen this
one that
concept.
you can solve multiple ways first. Oh no, never mind.
Nah, because we kind of already did it, you know? There we go.
I mean, yeah, I suppose you're gonna go back and do like the ultimate, like the laser puzzle.
Yep, of course.
Okay, I see.
Well, I mean, we're doing all the puzzles here. 100%, baby. It's everything.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget about how much puzzle in we are going to.
I can't solve these puzzles a second time. I feel it's too exhausting, like mentally.
It's like here's me in, like, what was it on Monday? I spent like literally 5 hours trying to go through every single one of the puzzles in the game. It's just
well,
like
you're a freak with these. You did 100% on Bob.
once got busy in the Burger King bathroom.
What?
Straight gangs to Mac. Sometimes I get ridiculous. I'll eat up all your crackers and your licorice. Yo, fat girl, come here. Are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me, I'm skinny. Never stopped me from getting busy. The haunted dance. It's your chance. Do the hump.
It's your chance. Do your dance. Welcome to the Space Jam.
Welcome to the Space Jam. Anyway, point is...
this highbrow witness stream.
You got to remember that the last LP that I did was a playthrough of Tomb of Friends. So.
I watched that whole thing.
Oh, I'm so glad you watched the whole thing.
That was so... There's
a sequel to that game, you know?
Game. I love it. That was... like, they had a lot of, like, games... Or, I mean, that was really well written.
It
as
was
shitty as the writing.
2015 memery at its finest.
Yeah.
Bad Dragon appearing there, which I was definitely very enthralled to see. Oh wait, no.
What? I didn't even get a lot.
Oh,
of the
Bad Dragon is a company that makes sex toys that are shaped like dragons.
Oh.
Well, that are shaped like a conceptual idea of what a dragon's genitals would look like.
Oh, okay. Well, then that makes sense.
it was a big like fortune thing back in 2014, 2015. By the way, here's a nice shortcut so we can please, for the love of God, get off of that subject. But yeah, you got like the Dark Knight Rises.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can actually, is that one where you can bring the bridge up if you solve it the other way?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can. In fact, I'll do that right now. But okay. That's, it's a natural state of being if you feel like it.
No, I don't know what you mean.
So I'm gonna take a guess right now that when you were talking about environmental puzzles, that's probably the one you're speaking of. If you can undo it.
Oh no, I just no, I wasn't talking about that. I just thought no.
There we go.
I was just talking about the one where you can make the walkways go in different directions.
Oh yes, no, all of these ones are like that, and they are kind of.
That took me a long time.
They are kind of annoying to get like the first time you're doing them, but after that, it's okay. Solve this one in multiple ways. You go right, and then solve the other puzzle to go left. Like I said, it is very satisfying to see this sort of like whiz-bang technology being used here.
Yeah, especially when you've been struggling over it for a really long time. It's just like, oh wow, you actually, there's a way to do that.
Wowie zowie, sure looks neat.
Yeah, you're really paving this walkway.
Paving the way for tomorrow. But yeah, and even like the ones that you do solve in different ways. I mean, if they're going like left versus right, they're, kind of like the inverse of whatever you did previously. But going forward can actually be a little bit of a sticky wicket the first time you do it. And I do think that the way I want to do this is, yes, you first off. And then, yeah, and here. There we go.
Oh,
because something that I didn't even show because I totally forgot, whoops, sorry, is that the way that you were actually supposed to get into the area with the laser cannon is opening up this. However, opening it up, you can see the time limit is very tight. If you try to
well, what you have to do is you have to go back and you have to go down the stairs, go back around, and then you up the other stairs, and then you have to get there in about 10 seconds. You have to. It's a speed run situation.
I've already solved it the right way.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why you have to do the walkway thing. Otherwise, this is impossible. Yeah, so.
Yep, and then you can get right in here. And
I actually tried to do that, and you were just like, "No, why do you think it's gonna be like that? Why do you think that's the solution? Are you kidding?
What,
you think he put a fucking speed run situation? You think Jonathan Blow put a speed run in the middle of the Mangrove?
Yes. Would you put it past him? I'm just saying. Anyway, let's go.
But it would
check out that cannon. There we go. And get real close. You can see the spiky circles, the fruity pebbles on there.
Again, I can't. Oh, I see that. Yeah, okay. Oh, I actually can see that.
For once, finally. Hard to get close up to these things.
These are there lemon fruity pebbles? Because
of course. They come in a whole rainbow.
Right, they are yellow. Yeah, that's right.
And
taste the rainbow.
Bam. We got what?
It's about 6.
2 areas left, I think.
Wait, really? It looks like you only got 6.
No, I mean in like the game to get the laser cannons.
I mean, you're just talking about like just on the top, like to get the.
Well, no, I think we might actually be able. You want to go check on that right now? See if we can.
Yeah, sure, that'd be good. I mean, are we done with the mangrove forest now? Did we do all of them?
I think we got everything. We got the 2 discarded panels. We saw like this. I think I missed a audio log.
Did you get to the audio one? But that's like just you solve it a certain way.
Hey, come on, audio logs are not that important after all.
Yeah.
I mean, you pretty much just solve it. I just had to look around more, basically.
Yeah, just read a book of quotations if you want the audio logs, folks.
Oh, harsh. A harsh indictment of how Jonathan Blow makes his games.
Well, that'd be more applicable to Bennett Foddy in getting over it. He just obviously like very.
I think Bennett Foddy is much more upfront about.
He is
the philosophy that he's trying to espouse in that game, though.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much
I haven't gotten over to that point, but I believe you. I mean, I've seen Quap, so I know what he's capable of. That monster.
I know what this monster can do, and he's going to do it again if I don't stop him.
I like how so many game watchers are they're like different kinds of monsters. Like the guy who makes the FromSoft Dark Souls, is that Miyazaki?
Yeah, Hidetaka Miyazaki.
Yeah, he's a monster in a different kind of way. He's the
monster
Blight
of rock.
Town monster. Jonathan Blow is the puzzle master monster.
He is the puzzle lord.
And then,
Solve his
Ben
puzzles, or
Foddy-
he will order you a swift and merciless death.
Oh,
No, we're not doing the voice.
We're not doing it.
I had to stop myself earlier.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm
Bennett Foddy, he just wants you to, 1, make indie games, and 2, make difficult indie games, and just do it. Just do it already.
Yeah, and then the things that he does are monstrous, but you can respect them.
Oh, so close. But yeah, it's and he doesn't even care if you make them out of just complete garbage. Just make video games. Whereas Jonathan Blow, a lot more cagey about what he actually likes or wants.
Jonathan
in video
Blow
games.
probably hates most of the games he encounters. He's like, no, this is not my vision of what a game should be.
Probably, or at least I don't know. I've been thinking about, like, what if he actually watched this series? Do you think he'd like it? You think he would hate it? You think that part where I said fuck like 10 times in a row was?
I don't think he's
doing
bothered
disservice?
by vulgarity. He thinks it's petty, but he doesn't participate in it himself. But he's not bothered by it in others.
All right, let's cut this episode here.